we're going to be going. Okay, so we're going to go over quiz 7 today. Let me go ahead and share that. Let me go ahead and set it up first. And let me see, going through my computer here. The quizzes, quiz 7. Quiz 7. Okay, so quiz 7 is on decibel. Let me see, open up, maximize, share screen. Okay, so the first one here. So this is the quiz 07 that was taken on July 21st. Okay, so can everyone see?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so the first one they asking to let me go ahead and try to make this one a little bit larger a bit. Okay, so hopefully that's easier to see. Oops, go to the next page. Okay, so all right, so we're going to be looking at that. Okay, so the first one they want to do is find out. Okay, so number one, it's at 30 dBm equal to how many watts? Okay, so therefore the answer is going to be 1 watt. And how do we solve that? So the information that's given to us is AP in dBm is 30 dBm. Okay, so and then when you have a little m, that means your reference point is to 1 milliwatt. And so I converted to watt since the answer they want at the end is in watt. So that's why I converted to watt first. So PN, it's going to be 0.001 watt. And so, and we want to find out what's P out, okay? So the formula that we apply is we're going to take 10 times log of P out over PN equal to AP in dBm, okay? And then we have to solve this equation first. So therefore I divide this side by 10. And so therefore now, so I divided by this side by 10. So now the 10 is gone on this side. And so therefore this side is going to be divided by 10. So if I do on the left side, I have to do on the right side. So now I have this formula here. So now I have to get rid of the log by doing any log. So now you have P out over Pn, and that will be 10 raised to the exponential power, the dBm divided by 10. Okay, so now I'm going to use that that is going to be my general formula that I can apply. So therefore I multiply the Pn to the other side. And so give you just the P out equal Pn times 10 raised to the power dBm divided by 10. Okay, so now I solved it and then put in the value for the Pn. So P out equal Pn is 0.001 watt times 10 raised to the power of 30 divided by 10. Okay, so 30 divided by 10, that would be 3. So 10 to the third. 10 to the third is the same thing as 1,000. So that means 1,000 times 0.001 watt would give you 1 watt. Okay, so that's how I just applied that. Now that I can use this general formulas all the time because this one is go through the same applying with different ones. So now just to do it, just put in that. So P out equal to Pn 0.001 watt times 10 to the dBm was 27 divided by 10. Okay, and then 27 divided by 10, that's 2.7. Okay, so 10 to 2.7. Take that if you have your calculator and then multiply by 0.001 watt, that gives you 0.5 watt. Okay, and then the same thing with the number 3, it's going to go you do the same. So we're applying the 33, so therefore it's going to be 33 divided by 10. So that's 10 raised to 3.3 times 0.001 watt. That's giving us 2 watt. Okay, so the answer number 3 is 2 watt. And then number 4, it's going to be what's the power level of 1 dBm? Okay, so 1 dBm, we do the same thing. So now the answer here, like I told everyone to make sure your answer should be in milliwatt. So therefore I keep in my P in as 1 milliwatt as my P in. So therefore it's going to be 1 milliwatt times 10 raised to the quantity 1 divided by 10, or so that's going to be 10 raised to 0.1 times 1 milliwatt. So the answers comes up to 1.26 milliwatt. Okay. So any question on any one of these? Any one of this? Number 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Yeah, I got number 4, 1.25. I didn't round up.
Okay,
So that...
1.25 is close enough. Like I said, as long as you're getting pretty close to this number, you should get to go. If you get like 1.8, then that's way too that's number way too much.
All right, cool. Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, any other question?
No.
Okay. All right, so now we got number 5. Now they said adding the following two powers level, 10 dBW plus 10 dBW. Okay, when you have the dBW and dBW, we can't add it directly. So the first thing we want to do is convert this to ordinary gain first, okay? So that's what I did on this one here. Let me see. So first thing we want to solve just one at a time. So I'm taking one, because both of them is the same value at the end, I just double it. And so therefore I just solve for one, which is 10 dBW as my gain. And my Pn, which is dBW, reference to 1 watt. Okay, so therefore now I have to figure out what P out is. Okay, so we have two plays. First, we have to solve for P out, and later on we also solve for when we add those two together. Okay, so we applying the same thing like the formula that we did on number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so P out equal P in times 10 raised to dBW divided by 10. Okay, so P out equals 0. Let me see, 0.01 watt. Okay, so this one, did I put 0.1 watt? Should be 1 watt. Okay, so this is 1 watt. Okay, 1 watt. Okay, so yeah, 1 watt. So 1 watt times 10 raised to 10 divided by 10. That's 10 divided by 10. That would be 1. So 10 to the 1. And then that would be same thing as 10. So 10 times 1 would be 10 watt. Okay. So now we're going to be, and then we put back into the equation. Now we can double right here to do two of them, because we got 10 plus a 10. Okay. So therefore I can do both of them in here inside the parentheses when I do the log. Okay, so therefore AP and dBW equal 10 times a log of the quantity 10 watt plus 10 watt. So therefore that's going to be total be 20 watt. So be 10 times the log of 20, and that should give us to that give us to 13 dBW. Okay. So that's 13. So 10 dBW plus 10 dBW will be 13 dBW, which is right here. Okay. And then number 6, an amplifier has an output of 25 expressed in dBW. Okay, so we know the output is going to be 25. So they want dBW. So therefore your reference is going to be in 1 watt. Okay, so this one is referenced as 1 watt. Okay, so 1 watt. So therefore this one is going to be 1. Okay, so therefore 1 watt. So we're going to be just once you have that, so it's going to be 10 log of the 25, because 25 divided by 1 is equals to that. So and then once you do the taking the log of that, and you come out to, and then multiply by 10, you should get 13.98 dBW. Okay, so that's why the number 6, the answer is 13.98 dBW. Okay, so number seven. Okay, now we've got power amplifier with 10 dB gain as an input power of 0.5 watt. What is the output power? So we're saying the gain was 10 dB, and P in is going to be 0.05 watt. So they want to find out what is P out, okay, in ordinary gain. So therefore, we apply like the formula before. So P out equal P in times the quantity 10 raised to the dB divided by 10. So therefore, you got your Pn, which is 0.5 times 10 raised to the powers of 10 divided by 10. So 10 divided by 10 will be 1. That's same thing as 10. 10 times 0.5 would be 5 watt. So that's why number 7 is 5 watt as the answer. Okay, so number 8 is so this is going to be a voltage gain. Okay, so 0 dB dBV plus 0 dBV. Okay, so we know that anything with 0 dBV, it's reference to 1 volt. Okay, so therefore the Vn is going to be 1. So if we can use that, so dB, so you can do that, or you can do the calculation. You still come up the same thing. As you can see, I apply the formula here and go through that and then put in the, so it's going to be the formula is here. So we're going to be 1 volt times 10 raised to the dV would be 0 divided by 20 would be the same thing as 10 to the 0. 10 to the 0, same thing as 1. 1 times 1 volt would be 1 volt. Okay, so now I have to double it because there's 2 of them. There's 0 and 0. Okay, so that's why when I put back in the formula, I take 10 times the log of open quantity, 1 volt plus 1 volt. Okay, so this represents the 1 dBV, and this is the 0 dBV. So that's why I combine these together, it will be 2 and the log of 2 and then times the 20. So log of 2 times 20, and that's give you 6.02 dBV. So 0 dBV plus 0 dBV will be 6.02 dBV. Okay, so that's how I got 6.02 dBV for number 8. Okay, any question?
Yes. Just quickly, I get a little fuzzy on when it's appropriate to round. For number 6 and for number 8, I rounded both of my answers. So I ended up with 14 dBW for 6 and
Okay.
just 6 dBV for 8. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good enough. Like I said, yeah, usually I just like to keep it a little bit more. But this is what Mr. Pham have on his on his. But yeah, that's close enough. Don't worry about, if you round it up, I still give you credit for it.
I think I did get those exact values for my calculations, but then I just rounded the answers for some reason.
Yeah, that's fine. It's close enough.
Thank you.
It's good. Okay, any other question? Okay, so next one. Okay, so number 9, 2-stage has a voltage gain of 100 and 200. The total decibel voltage gain is, okay, so this is going to be, they give me a voltage gain. So this is an ordinary gain, which is 100 and 200. So if you follow the formula from the handout said, so here's the gain of the first one, which is 100. So there's no unit after. And the gain of number 2, and we're going to be using as cascade. So according to the cascades, the total would be same thing as AV1 times AV2. So that's why you got 100 times 200. That's why you got 20,000 here. And then after that, you apply it into the formula. So AV in dB, it go to 20 times log of the total gain, total ordinary gain. Okay, so you're going to put 20 times log of 20,000. So therefore, you take a log of 20,000 times the 20, it should give you 110 dB. Okay, decibel.
Sam,
Okay.
I have a
Yes.
question there.
Yes.
My answer actually, I got the same formula, but when I do the 20 log 20,000, I get
Yes.
86, I believe.
Let me see. Okay, I'm using my calculator, so I'm going to put
Please double check.
I got
20.
I got 86.
Okay, so
I got 86 as well.
log of 20,000. Okay, and then times 20. Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. Let me, I was looking at some other number. Okay, so this has come to 86 dB. Okay, thank you for correcting me on that.
No problem.
86. Okay. Okay, so number 9. Okay, so now we got the, okay, so number 9 is that the power gain, okay, if the power gain doubles, the decibel power gain is increased by how much? Okay, So therefore, when you have regular gain, that's a gain of 1. Okay, so gain of 1. Now we're going to double that when we do the calculation. So APDB equals 10 times the log of 2 times the gain of just the 1. So now you double it, which is here, twice the gain here. So that means log of the 2 times 1, which is 2. So log of 2 is 0.301 times 10. That's give 3.01 dB or 3 dB. Okay. Any question on that one? No. Okay. And then the next one, number 11, 2 stages have decibel voltage gain of 20 and 40 decibel. The total ordinary voltage gain is, okay, this one is the same thing as cascade, but this one is, they already give in dB. So the first stage it gave you is 20 dB and the second stage is 40 dB, okay? So therefore your total gain in dB is going, it's going to be adding, not multiplying. So here is going to be adding, oops, let me see. That should be adding here, not okay. So let me see subscript. Okay, so it's going to be take the AV1 plus AV2, so therefore it's going to be 20 plus 40, so that's going to be giving you 60 dB. Okay, and then we put in the formula, so 20 log of ordinary gain equals AV in dB, so therefore it's going to be 20 times the log of ordinary gain equals 60. And then we divide this side by 20, divided by this side is 20. So this one leaves you with log of ordinary gain equals 60 divided by 20. 60 divided by 20, the same thing as 3. And then we undo the any log. So therefore we're going to AV equal 10, leave you and raised to this power of 60 divided by 20. So that's same thing as 10 raised to the 3. So 10 to the 3 is same thing as 1,000. So the answer is 1,000 NA for number 11. Okay. Any question?
I resolved the number 10 using the property of the log. I got 3 anyway.
You got the answer is 3?
Yeah. So yeah. Because I didn't use 1. I use the letter, right? But I use the property of the log. Log of the product is equal the add of the every one, right? But it's the same thing.
You can do separately, and then after that, once you get that, you would get ordinary gain, and then in ordinary gain, you have to multiply them together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that way too. You can still come up with the same answer, but you can combine it before, or you can do it individually and then multiply them together and get the same. Should get the same thing. It's going to be 10 times 100 because this is this one will give you a 10 and this one will give you 100. So therefore 10 times 100 is going to give you 1,000. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so any question number 9, 10, or 11?
Yeah, can you go back to 5, 6, 7, 8?
Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Just your formula there on the right-hand side, please.
Okay, so right side. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anything else I can help everyone with, or everyone's good? Okay. Make sure, yeah. If you need to do some, if you need to do some of the practice on this, you can definitely be able to. And then you have to do is just go to the website, and you can go to the website, and you can. I know that there's no homework assigned to you. If you want to do some more practice, you can also go to the one down in the spring semester homework right here called Decibel. Okay, right here you can do some of these practice for yourself, so you can to see, so that way you have more practice. And then if you have any question, yeah, bring it up, and I will definitely help you to solve those. Okay.
Hey Sam, based on the my internet went down last week, and the answer that I gave you over the phone, can you send it to me on the Excel?
It's on your email.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so that's pretty much it. All right, so let me see, go ahead and go back to, yeah, so let me go ahead and go back to, did I get to share or did I stuck in share? Did I still stuck in share mode or? Let me see. Okay, so maximize it. Okay. Okay, sure. Like I said, you definitely can go, you can do some of the, you can go to here and do some of the homework from the spring semester. So that way, if you want to do some more practice, since this one can uh, give you a chance to work on it. So assignment 23, 24, 25 here, and you can do some of those for practice. And if you have any question, you can bring it up and we'll definitely can help you on do some more practice on decibel, okay? So that's pretty much it from my side. So back to you, Mr. Pham.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Okay, last week we already get to the low pass filter. Okay, I have to get that quickly done for this thing. Okay, so if you get any question, and just let me know. Okay, so we already get to the high pass filter, but that will be RL. Okay, RL and RC high pass filter. When you see the circuitry, you recognize which one. Okay, and that will be telling you they will be pass any frequency higher than the cutoff. Okay, any frequency less than cutoff frequency will be attenuated or stopping. When you're working on the left volt, then you will receive the same thing. That's what I show you here. Okay, you can read through it. Anything you not quite understand, just let me know. Okay, so we want to start with the resonance. Okay. That one we already get through it. Just try to review. Okay. That means the definition for the period, a definition for the frequency, also for wavelength. Okay. So basically, you already get it in the past. I just make sure you get the time to read it over. Okay. You must be really understand the definition for each one. Okay, now we're talking about resonance. You're looking into the circuitry here. This is the inductor. And also you can get the resistance here. That's just the internal resistance of the inductor. Basically, inductor, they're using the wire, okay, to make the inductor, so the wire also get the resistance. So that's why they're using Ri, okay? And also you get the capacitor. And we already know the formula for the calculate the HL and HC, okay? HC equal 1 over 2 pi FC, and HL 2 pi FL. So when you increase the frequency going up, HC will be going down, but HL will be going up. And we already know HC, HL will be all the time 180 degrees out of phase. Okay? Now, at a certain frequency, HC equal HL. That means in this circuitry here, you don't have any more reactance of HL and also HC. They cancel out. Okay? And that frequency they call a resonant frequency. Okay? For the series LC circuit, HLC will be equal at some frequency and cancel each other, leaving only internal resistance of the coil to limit the current flow. So that will be telling you one thing. At the resonant frequency, you don't have any more reactance, HL, HC. You can get only single resistance, that internal of the inductor. So when you get a very, very small resistance, then you get more maximum the current, okay? For parallel LC, the inductive and the capacity branch current will be equal at some frequency as a result of HLHC being equal. The result but opposite the branch current, therefore will cancel each other, resulting in a net total line current close to zero. The formula used in to determine the frequency where HL equal HC will be FR equal 2 pi square root of LC, where FR will be in Hertz, HL in Ohm, HC will be in Ohm. And FR, that frequency we call resonant frequency. Okay, you understand for series, ICXL all the time will be 180 degrees of phase. However, for the parallel ICIL also will 180 degrees of phase. Okay, and now we're talking about series resonance. RI resistance is the coil internal resistance. The quality of figure of merit for a coil is measure of its reactance to its internal resistance. So if they want to calculate the Q, the quality of the coil, you can take HL divide to IE, okay? RI, okay? Now, what that Q mean? Q just telling you how good the coil is supposed to be, okay? Now, try to understand on this thing here. For the circuitry, and now you can get this stands for total impedance, and this will be the frequency domain, okay? So when they draw for the total impedance, you can say this is the minimum resistance. At this frequency, they call a resonance. Resonance frequency for this circuitry is 1 megahertz. Okay, so what the resistor right here? A little one here. What is that resistor? Resistance here.
Internal was
1256.
268. sir.
That will be RI. That means this one right here. The reason is at the resonance, HL cancel out. You don't have any reactance. So that's why you can get only resistance of the coil. So that's why you can see 12.56 ohm. Okay. And the second one, they try to display for the total current. Okay. The current starts from 0 and they keep going up. Up to this point here, that is the maximum current. The thing is at the resonance 1 megahertz. The resistance only 12.56. Okay, so they don't have any more reactance. So they get a maximum current. So when you go in this way, you can get a reactance between RCRL. Okay, and also RI. Same thing on the other side here. Okay, then they telling you this is the maximum current at the resonance frequency. The reason they get the maximum current, the thing is only single resistance left over. Okay. Same thing will be displayed on the frequency domain. So any question regarding into the display for the total impedance and also total current at the resonance. You see that are very simple. Okay, at the resonance frequency, ICXL cancel. Okay, so that's why you can get the maximum current.
That would be maximum 1 megahertz at the carrier frequency.
not the carrier. That's just the frequency at the resonance
At
right
resonance.
here. Okay, that means at this frequency, XL, XC equal, so they cancel out. You don't have any active reactive, okay? Only single resistance. That's right here. So basically, if you want to get the maximum power, what can you do? You have to make you tuning your radio up to the frequency resonance, okay? In order to get the maximum current. When you get the maximum current, you get the maximum power. Now, what I want you to do, go ahead and try to see, can you do this calculation for me? We already same circuit, right? Same circuit. Okay. So we know I given to you the resonant frequency. They will be 1 megahertz. Okay. That will be 1 megahertz. How do we calculate the reactance at the resonance XL? In order to do it, then you have to use the formula here. XL equal to pi. However, F have to be resonant times L. Who can give me the answer? I'm not doing calculation. The guy do it for me. Joule times pi, 3.142, times 1 megahertz, times L, 0. Millihenry. Who get the answer?
6.28.
Okay, you say 6, right?
0.28.
Okay, you take U times 3.142. U times 0.1. You get 0.6084 times 10 power of 3. I get 608.4.
Yeah. 0.628. Yes, it's true.
How much was L again?
0.1 millihenry.
Okay, 0.1 million.
So that's why I say 0.1 times 10 power minus 3.
Yeah, milli.
Minus 3 power of 6. So that's why left over 10 power of 3. Okay. If you want to calculate the capacity reactant, you can use in this formula. However, can you tell me right away what I see equal at the resonance?
The same thing that the
Hey,
inductive selective. Yeah, the same value, exact.
the thing is they said at the resonance frequency, XCXLE equal only opposite. So now they want to calculate the total impedance at the resonance. What do you think you get?
$12.56 ohm.
12.56, right?
Right, sir.
The thing is, normally you have to square root of the R square plus I, that means reactant square. However, reactant cancel out. So you get only Ri squared. So that will be 12.56 ohm. Now, how can you get the IT? Okay, the voltage 25. So basically 25 divide 12.56. $1.99.
1.99.
Okay, number 6. They want the quality Q of the coin. And they telling you XL divided to RI.
You mute that mic.
Okay, just a minute. So what Q you get?
$48.4.
Hey, Mr. Pham,
Yes, sir.
I know you on number 1, you said that the resonant frequency was 1 megahertz. So, and then when you were doing X of L, it's 2 times pi times the frequency, which is 1 meg times 0.1 millihenry, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt earlier, but I got 628.3. I keep getting 628.3.
How come? You can see I already doing calculation for you right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, Mr. Pham, your number is off. It should be 628. You have 608. It should be 628.
0.3.
Yeah, 0.3, 0.4.
Let I do calculation again. Okay, 628. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So XL and XC is the same.
6,
2, 8.
8.
Right.
Okay, so I get it wrong.
$50.
Is it right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Q equal 50. Now, capacitor inductor voltage, IT times XL. So IT 199 times 628.4. 1250. So you can say that are very, very simple. Just know which formula can be used to do the calculation. And make sure for the series resonance at that frequency, XL cancel out. Okay, up to number 7. Any question? Okay, if it's not, we can going up here. Fair angle. You already get the answer. Okay. However, you must be understand how come they say fair angle will be 0. That's on number 8.
Because of resonance X of L equal X of C?
No. Because the circuitry only resistance, right?
Right.
At the resonance. So resistance and the voltage will be in phase. Then the number 9, they calculate the bandwidth. Now, if you're looking into the display right here, okay, that for the current I, this at the resonance right here, 1 megahertz, okay, and the bandwidth will be calculated from minus 3 dB, okay, minus 3 dB, that means you have to take 199 times 0.707. That given you 1.4 amp. So this is the first cutoff frequency. This is the second cutoff frequency. Okay. The bandwidth will be going from F1 to F2. Okay. So in order to calculate the bandwidth, you need to get F1 and F2. Okay. So lower cutoff, that means lower cutoff here. Okay. They will be resonant minus bandwidth divided by 2. So in here, you can see lower cutoff, FR, okay, cutoff frequency. Now, let's see, how come he to get the answer will be 999. Okay, resonant frequency 1 megahertz. So basically, they can set up 1 megahertz minus bandwidth divided to 2. Okay, bandwidth will be 20 kilohertz. This is the formula to calculate the bandwidth. Bandwidth equal FR divided to the Q, and that will be equal 20. Okay, that means from here to here will be 20 kilohertz. Then you can calculate the F1 and you can calculate the F2. F1 equal FR minus bandwidth divided 2.
The bandwidth divided by 2 is 10K. So you can just put 10K in there for both of them.
Yeah, a half.
Right, that half, which is 10K.
Yeah.
So resident frequency minus 10K will give you F1, and resident frequency, was it plus 10K? It'll give you the other side.
Right. One side you get 990. The other side you get 1.01. That is the answer. That's all the calculation when you have to deal with the series resonance. Make sure you know how to calculate it and try to understand how you can get the answer. Like, if they asking about phase angle at the resonance, you get only resistor left, no inductor, no capacitor. So they will be in phase.
What influences the phase angle the most? The resistance?
Yeah, the thing is in at the resonance, you don't have any inductive or capacity reactant anymore. You get left over only the resistance. So that's why they will be in phase with the voltage. The thing is the voltage source, the phase, they're not given, they zero. And resistance have a no phase anyway. Okay. Now we go parallel resonance. You can say this is a parallel resonance, you get a 1 millihenry. Also, you get a resistance, internal resistance for inductor, 42.13. You get a capacitor. First thing, they want to calculate the frequency resonance. The formula will be the same. Go ahead and do that calculation for me. Just telling me who can get the answer for the resonance frequency. Same thing, 1 over square root of L times C. Who get the answer? That's what I get.
I got the same thing, Mr. Pham, 1.006. That's megahertz.
Exactly. Okay, number two. HL at that resonant frequency. Okay, you understand one thing. Okay, the current flowing in the inductor and the capacitor will be opposite. If I suppose to be this I going up, then this I going down. So the net current, they will be the difference between IL and IC. Okay? So now we're going to calculate the HL at the resonance. Make sure you have to try your calculation sooner or later. You must be doing it. I'm waiting for the
Six,
number HL.
6.324 K,
Correct. 6.32.
324 K, and that's ohms.
Kilo.
Yeah, kilo ohms. I'm sorry.
Okay. 6.32. And now you understand actually same thing. The thing is at the resonance, HCHL equal. Okay, number 4. Brain current, IL, at the resonance.
Is that 23.72 microvolts?
Number 4, they want IL.
I know, so VT over XML is at 23.72 microvolts.
Okay, 23.73
Milliamp, not micro.
milliamp.
Oh, he want milli, so then if he wants milli, then it's 0.023 milli. I gave it to you first in micro.
Okay,
That's micro when it's 23.
that's micro.
And milli, it's
Have to divide 1,000.
right. So it's 0.023.
Okay, milli microamp. That's the microamp. If you want milli, you divide 1,000.
Yeah, just move the decimal point 3 places to the left.
0.023.
Right.
Okay. 73. That will be same thing.
I think the current, it should be 23.7 milliamp.
Microamp.
No,
Micro.
why do we want micro? Then micro, it would be, let's see. So we will, let's see. If you want the micro, it's going to be, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Make sure you have to understand picofarad minus 12 or minus 9.
Pico is minus 12. Nano is minus 9.
Correct.
And when we said 23.7, that was microamps.
Right.
But you want millis, so it's 0.023.
Right. Correct.
So let me see. So you're saying 150. So 100. Oh, okay. So millivolt. So that's milliamps. So we converted to. Okay. So, and then we're gonna be converted to micro. So the answer. Let me see. So that's good. Right now it's in milli. Okay. So we calculate that. That is so 0.0237. That is milliamp. And you want micro, if you multiply that by 1,000, that will put into micro. So if you multiply by 1,000, it's 23.7 microamp.
Exactly. But the answer I asking for milli.
Oh, okay. So you just divide it exactly 150 divided by the 6,320 ohms, and that. Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay. Number 6. Calculate the Q.
$150.
Perfect.
I get 150 as well.
Total impedance. They already given you the formula. Q times IL.
948 kilo ohms.
Perfect. 948. Number 8. Total current. You take the VT divide UGT.
Oh, so you want that in micro, so 2, 4, 6, 0.3 micro,
No.
0.3 micro, Mr. Pham?
0.158 micro.
I can get in
You
my
got 150 millivolts divided by
0 point, just a minute, 0.158. You take,
Correct.
you take 150 millivolt divide to the total impedance 948 kilo.
Yeah, that's right. So you get 2, 4, 6. I stand corrected. You get 0.158. That's right, Mr. Pham.
Okay. And number 9, your bandwidth. Take the resonant frequency divide to Q.
So that's going to be 1 megahertz divided by
150.
150.
The answer is 6.7 kilohertz.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's all.
So the low end on that, Mr. Pham, is going to be it's going to be 996.7.
Remember, they talking about megahertz, right?
Oh, they wanted to make it. Okay, so let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 0.996667, whatever. So 0.9,
And let's see. Bandwidth 6.7
right, divide by 2.
divided by 2.
So
Let's
you get
see.
about 33 or something.
0.7 divided 2. 3.35. Okay. 1/2 bandwidth. 3.35.
The answer is 300.
F1, what you get?
Oh. طيب 300 من الأول 350 مو كذا يعني ايش كذاك 350 ناقص
If you wanted a mega, Mr. Pham, it's going to be 0.996 or something like that.
If you want to take a 1 megahertz, right?
Right.
0.006 minus 3.35
Which is K.
times 10 minus
10 to the third.
you change into the mega. So minus 3, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm using the calculator, but if you take basically 1 meg minus that, you're going to get like.
Okay, so
yeah
if we're talking about kilohertz, then you can take 1,000, 1006, right? Kilohertz,
You want the answer in megahertz, right?
right?
So the answer is going to be like 0.996 or so,
Okay.
whatever.
no the answer is 1.002
That's what I got as well.
If you want to get by megahertz, what F1 equal?
F1 cannot be 1 point something because the resonant frequency is 1.006. So when you subtract at least 3K from it, it's going to be under a meg.
Right.
But if you put the units in meg, it's going to be something like 0.99 or something around there.
Exactly. F1 cannot be higher than the resonant
Resonant frequency.
upper. That means you take the resonant frequency 1.006 plus 3.35 times 10 minus 3. I get
You would,
1.0094. That's what I get.
1.009350.
Yeah.
So same.
Yeah, that's good enough.
yeah, for the second one, yeah, 1.009335. Hey, Mr. Pham, it's not that big of a deal, but when we doing these calculations, depending on who the person is and what type of calculator they have and how they round off, that'll make a difference too.
Yeah, the thing is when I given the test or the quiz, I already plus minus 5%.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you close to that value. When they telling you the answer, 1.009, then basically plus minus 5%. So it will be a little higher, a little lower, not big deal. So basically that covers everything for the resonance. Okay. Then
Yep.
we need to understand the series resonance and the parallel resonance. You will be okay. When I given you the quiz or the test, I given you the formula. I try make sure that you understand. I don't asking you have to memorize the formula. Okay. Now we go with the left wall and something else. Okay. So do the inductive and capacity reactance in an RLC circuit vary with the frequency? Yes or no?
Yes.
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 You know, we already get Xc 1/2 pi F C HL 2 pi FL. So you can say that left bone, they will be asking a very, very basic. Okay, so now they say increase in the frequency, cause the inductive reactance to increase, and decrease in the frequency, cause inductive reactance HL to be decreased. Same thing here, okay? Now, a decrease in frequency cause the capacity reactance Hc to increase. An increase in the frequency cause the capacity reactance Hc to be decreased. Okay? This is a very basic thing. Now, you can see one Hc increase, one HL increase, Hc decrease. So that's why at a certain frequency here, they equal. So that's why they cancel out. That's what they call resonant frequency. Okay? At some frequency, The inductance and the capacity reactance are equal in series RLC. This frequency called the resonant frequency. Okay, to calculate the resonant frequency, you're using this formula here. Fr equal 1 over 2 pi square root L times C. At the resonance, the reactants are equal, so they cancel one another, HL minus HC. The total circuit impedance of a series RLC circuit at the resonance is simply the circuit resistance R1 only. So that means at the resonance, L, HC cancel out. So you get only left over R1. This response curves so that as frequency increase, the circuit impedance decrease. That stands for the impedance, okay? And they will be decrease at this point right here. That means at the resonant frequency. HCHL cancel out. So that in the circuitry at this point, total impedance only equal R. So at the resonant point, total circuit current IT is it minimum or maximum?
Maximum.
Maximum.
Perfect, maximum. This reference curve also at the frequency increase, the circuit current IT in increase until it reaches a maximum point. Then they will be decreased. So that will draw for the current. You know, this will be the current. Okay. So the current goes to the maximum at the resonant frequency. And after the resonant frequency, they going down again. Okay. But think of this point here, you can get the active of HL and HC, same thing on both sides.
And Mr. Pham, can you go back to that other one right before this one?
That one,
Yeah, can you explain that curve just one more time?
okay, this code stands for G, total impedance.
Mhm.
So total impedance at the resonant frequency here, they cancel out. So no more reactance. You left over in the circuitry only R. So if they say they want to calculate the total impedance at the resonance, then they supposed to be equal the value of this resistor here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
ILC series circuits are widely used in the radio. When you tuning your radio, you're looking for resonant frequency. Why? You want the maximum current. Okay? They will be using in the radio, TV, and the communication equipment for tuning and filtering because they allow a large peak current at the resonant frequency and provide a high opposition to the current flow at all other frequencies. This ability to select the desired frequency while rejecting other frequencies they call selectivity. Okay, try to get along with that when you're learning RF, radio communication. We will talk more about that. The selectivity of the circuit is determined by bandwidth. You understand? We already saw the bandwidth. That will be minus 3 dB. Okay? And the frequency in the middle here, that means the resonance. Okay? The bandwidth is determined by upper lower cutoff frequency. B bandwidth equal F2 minus F1. 2. The selectivity and the bandwidth of a series RLC circuit depend on circuit Q. That means the quality. Q equal HL divided R. At what frequency are the inductive and the capacitive reactance equal in a series RLC? Easy, right? LB. Tell me.
B is in boy.
B is the boy. Correct. Resonance. At resonance frequency, HLC equal. And also, this is a summary again. Resonance frequency equal 1 over 2 pi square root LC. 2 pi equal 6.28 L. Okay, inductance in Henry. C, capacitance in farad, and F, R, resonance frequency in hertz. Okay, they want you to do calculation, but I don't need for now. Okay, and when you do your level, then that's what you need to do. Okay, if you go through everything here, when you're working on AC2 circuitry on the level, then you can get it done quickly. That answer will be 33.95 kilohertz. So you can read that thing, nothing. They do a calculation. So if they want to calculate HL, we already did it. Or they want to calculate HC, okay? They supposed to be equal. In this case, HL equal 2,132 ohm. And that's the same thing for HC. Okay, so they want to calculate the impedance. So guys know how to do it. We already did it. Okay. And now they want to calculate the current at the resonance. So basically, you take the total voltage divided by total impedance. Okay. And this also calculate the VR1, VL1, or VC1. I believe you're able to do it. Okay. So now you can see Q, high Q or low Q. Okay. So Q, that means the quality of the inductor. If you get a good Q, you can see selectivity here. However, low Q, The selector will be here. Can you tell me what the difference? That for radio frequency, AM radio, 10 kilohertz bandwidth from 540 to 1600 kilohertz, 406 possible bands. Okay, you tuning AM in your radio every day. So that's why now given you a little detail here. Only thing can you tell me the difference between high Q and the low Q?
Power output.
High Q for sure they will be good than low Q. However, for low Q, why they not good? Who can tell me?
Does it, Mr. Pham, I know this is too general, but does
Signal
that
on the
have to
system.
do with the formula or something?
No. By looking into the display, you can tell me. Okay, now I tell you one thing. Right now, this is here. You tuning to what channel?
980.
980, correct. How come you don't want low Q?
The bandwidth is too
Signal.
wide, you have more interference. It's not a good filter.
You can look into here. High Q. They just given you only 980 channel. You see that? However, low Q, they will be including 970, you see, and 990. That means you get more noise.
So high Q, you get less noise and more of a sharp tuning of your frequency.
Yeah, you look in here, you can recognize. High Q, you select 980, that only display 980. However, low Q, they display here, 970, 990. So that's why you get much noise from interference from the other channel. Okay? So that's why you can see sometimes radio, they also get a different prices. Some expensive, some cheaper. So depend how they build it. But for basically understanding, then we're talking about high Q and a low Q. The selectivity will be much better at the high Q. Okay, so this one we don't need that thing. Let's just display again. Okay, that's it. Any question?
Yes, Mr. Pham. Could you go back to the beginning of your lecture and show the documents for download, please?
This is at the beginning here. You have to download the AC fundamental resonance in the handout.
Yeah, before you started sharing, you usually list the documents. Can you show that page, please?
Before I said it, okay? I have to stop it guy.
Thank you.
You see my cell, right?
Yep.
Make sure you download also power in AC circuit. That will be covered on Wednesday. We almost done.
Thank you.
Almost done for AC course.
Thank you.
You will be get one more quiz for August and one final. We'll let you know what day. If you get everything C or higher, then you will be complete for AC module. Okay, so any question, anything?
They only get one chance to pass AC once a summer, right?
Ah, yeah, for summer. So do not worry about AC anymore. And for the new student, they will need electronics.
So I was going to ask about that downloading of something that you mentioned this earlier.
What you want?
So how do I download it? Also, is the name of that download hold on, I mean it's hold on. Is it AC Fundamental Resonance or is it a different name?
AC fundamental underscore.
Resonance.
Yeah,
Oh good, I took a picture of it. I took a picture of it, by the way.
yeah, that's the one we're just talking about.
Thank you.
And I make sure I already telling you, reading over. You don't have to reading the textbook, who care? But when you go to my handout, you're able to understand and do what we want you to do, and you'll be okay. Good for technician. Okay? So good night, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Good night. Good night.
Night.
Good night.